While the U.S. looks forward to a crude oil export boom, it's also facing a potential problem on the imports front. West Coast ports account for half of U.S. maritime trade and nearly 3/4 of imports from Asia. But the contract that covers 20,000 dock workers is set to expire in just a few days. The negotiations are raising fears of another strike like the one that disrupted trade back in 2002. Casquejo has the story from Seattle.
Hulking container ships arriving at the port of Seattle are a common sight. But vessels like this had no place to dock 12 years ago when longshoremen were locked out for 10 days during a tense contract battle.
That was a nightmare.
Greater China Industries imports promotional goods, reporting annual sales of $40 million. In 2002, the work stoppage at the ports cost the company $2 million and led to a 2.5-year legal battle when a bank didn't get its products because the containers carrying them were stuck on boats.
So missed the event, obviously. They didn't care, they just sued us because we were not able to get the goods to them on time.
U.S. government data shows West Coast ports handled $892 billion worth of cargo in 2013. Separate industry numbers show they received 44% of all shipping containers coming into the U.S. With the Panama Canal expansion project preparing that waterway to handle larger vessels, business advocate groups believe labor peace is necessary to keep West Coast ports competitive with East Coast ports.
Shippers are really smart about how they're going to route their goods. If they know they can get their goods to market faster or more reliably or cheaper, they're going to go there.
And while Ben Zong's company mainly focuses on imports, he worries about another potential consequence of a disruption at the ports.
If this happens, it will impact another way exporting Washington goods to China.
A trade relationship worth nearly $17 billion last year. Both the International Longshore and Warehouse Union, which represents workers, and Pacific Maritime Association, which represents the ports, are not commenting publicly about negotiations, but they plan to continue negotiating past the June 30 deadline in the hope of avoiding a strike or lockout. Casquejo, CCTV, Seattle.